What's going on, guys? Soldier Only here from Sports Nerd Web. Welcome to this episode of The Daily Dose. It's kind of a huge return back to this because I know I've been slacking on YouTube content for the past few weeks. We've been extremely busy, but we're going to get back into it a little bit bigger this time because I have a few homies joining us. We have Homicidal Luz here, Mr. X, Solaris, and the homie Inebriation. And we're going to talk about like a final wrap-up of E3, a lot of the stuff we saw and what we liked, and some of the stuff that's coming out. Pretty much looking ahead to the back half of 2017 and beyond. So, how are you guys all doing today?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Alright, so I know E3 was, really big lately.
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge event, like, explaining what new games are going to be coming out, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And there definitely was a huge summer games for all consoles, PC, Xbox, Nintendo, PS4. There must have been, like, a huge summer games that have caught people's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I know for us, of course, it would have been Destiny 2. I mean, we all, me, Inebriation, and you, to play a lot of Destiny.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm soon to get Mr. X into Destiny as well.
Yeah, we need to get him converted.
Yeah, and just to say, Solaris, you will enjoy Destiny.
Yeah, I think he would.
I believe I will get into that. I do like games like that. I'm just a bit gutted that Destiny 1 was not PC as well.
Yeah,
right.
I would like to go through that. The reason why Destiny 2 is going to be able to come out on PC, will have the ability, is because they have had help with a couple of other game creators, such as Activision, that know the inside outs of PC gaming. So that would, give them an accessibility of being able to produce Destiny 2 for PC. As with Destiny 1, it was only out for Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, and Xbox One.
Right.
So Destiny 2 is with Activision, is that?
Yeah, Activision's the publisher, and then Bungie is the developer. But Bungie has had help from High Moon Studios and Vicarious Visions for some of the other content and stuff. And one of the studios has been working mainly on the PC version. I can't remember what one it is. It's either High Moon or Vicarious Visions because they have a history of handling a lot of PC ports and stuff. But they have also been stressing that Destiny 2 is not a PC port. The PC version is literally built from the ground up for PC. It's not like a console version and then porting it over to PC.
So basically, they've created two different games for two different platforms.
Essentially, yeah. That's the way I'm.
On the PC, as opposed to we've all played the ported games, and
what do you think?
Just the feel's just not quite the same. So,
what do you think it would be a much more waste of time? Like, because if they had made it a port, it would have pretty much come out by now, I would believe, if they didn't, make it for two different ports, right?
But you know what? I think it's important that these companies need to focus on the fact that instead of just trying to push something out, get it done right.
Quantity over quality.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's there was a couple games that I've played. I think it was like Rainbow Six Vegas 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that one was just rushed. It was just pieced together really quick and it was thrown out. It was a fun game, but it wasn't as smooth. You know what I mean? And I think that's more important than, obviously you've got a timeline, because if you don't make it in a certain time, people are just going to forget about it. But if you throw it out too early and it's not up to par, it's not the same, then, you're going to lose the luster there.
Especially Destiny has had some crazy things because it was actually supposed to come out last year. And they delayed it and up in it for a year. They pushed it back a year until this fall. And that's why we got Rise of Iron last year. And I heard something that if Destiny 2 doesn't come out this year, I can't remember what it is. It's something along the lines like Bungie or Activision or something in the contract, like someone would owe someone a lot of money or all this stuff. So they're definitely going to get it out. But right, it's something like that. I can't remember where I heard that, but
well, and that's where it falls under that too. Like if they take too long. So if we release it out on console, and then it's like a year later for PC, people are just gonna I just forgot about it. I'm playing something else now, because you've already seen the hype, you've already seen the raids. Most likely you've already just got it on your console, and you just don't want to start over. But if it's
exactly
a month, 2 months, that's feasible.
Exactly, yeah. And like we were saying, like how Homicidal was saying that if it was just a simple port, it would be coming out at the same time, because we're seeing the console version come out on September 6th now, and the PC version is dated for October 24th. So I mean, and that right there is good enough evidence that that it's built from the ground up. And to Inebriation's point, I've actually heard the director Luke Smith say that exactly. Is he said, we don't want to just rush it out the door. We want to deliver a game that they're proud of, and I mean, because they know how critical the Destiny community is, right? I mean, they know how
they were beaten to the ground when it came to Destiny 1. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
take a look
exactly.
At Destiny 4 and it had so much criticism about the game mechanics, all the weapon buffs and weapon nerfs, as well as the subclasses, because I know they did a huge nerf on Blade Dancer as well, and
there was one recently. Yeah.
Everyone was getting so infuriated with with Bungie themselves, and calling them out on it made this bet great again.
Yeah, exactly. And the big criticism on Destiny 1, has always been the kind of lack of narrative, the lack of the story. And you can tell that's a huge focus for Destiny 2. And from what I've seen so far, like the story aspect looks incredible. Like speaking of E3, the new trailer that we got at E3, it was actually pretty, I'm trying to think of the word. It was really
hyping.
Yeah, hype, but it had good impact, because it had Dominus Gall, talking to the Titan. He was beating down the Titan, and he's like, you pretty much forgot what death is like. Let me remind you, and kicks him off the tower. Like, it was pretty impactful, and for Destiny to have a story in a moment like that, like I think that Bungie definitely learned from the lack of story from the first one.
So it's going to be an intense experience then.
Yeah, I'm thinking it will be.
Honestly, that will be found out in the beta release.
Right. Yeah, the beta we have coming up in a couple of weeks. So.
Yeah, another thing with a lack of story, it just creates that repetitiveness that was complained about. Now, unfortunately, with a game like this, where you do have the missions that you have for the co-op, it's going to be somewhat repetitive, I mean, you look at a lot of other games that have multiplayer and stuff like that. Like, so when you're doing the PvP, even though it is technically repetitive, you're on the same map, you start here,
right?
But because of the human nature, because there's a human element to it, every match is different, because you're not going to take that same path every time. And I know there are some people that do that and then they die a lot, but but, that's what kind of caused a lot of that repetitiveness in the first Destiny. So hopefully, like, with a better storyline, it kind of spreads it out a little bit.
That actually makes a really good point. Like, I never really thought of it that way, because a game like Destiny, even Borderlands and stuff like that can even attest to it, and even Division, just those looter shooter, those loot grinding games, like
well, when a lot of your co-op, right, so you're not PvP, but your co-op is relying on AI. So we did that mission on the Division the other night, that last one where I can't remember which mission it was. It was the second one in, but you can replay the beginning of that mission 300 times and those guys are going to run at you the same.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there might be some adjustment based off of where you're sitting, things like that, on the way they're going to go, but it's the same enemies, and they're coming from the same direction. So that just creates repetitiveness, you know?
Yeah, it really does. And like we were saying, it's a tricky balance that they have to get around. One thing I want to mention real quick too is I was saying this earlier. One of the latest piece of news that I heard about Destiny 2 that I'm really bummed about actually is that the weapon rolls in Destiny 2 are going to be static rolls. So it's taking out that grinding, that god roll grind that was such a huge part of Destiny 1. I mean, how many times do you hear? I mean, you would see streams titled like fake bringer grind. Like someone dedicating a whole stream to grinding for a fake bringer. So I don't know, but Luke Smith did say, like it's not just going to be static rolls and we're just leaving it at that. He did say something is coming in the future. Now it might not be there at launch, but something will come in the future that will change this. So I can't really imagine what it could be, but I don't know, because I like that aspect of Destiny. I like how my palindrome could be different from your palindrome and so forth, so
but
I'm a little bummed out by it, but
sorry.
No, you're good.
The other side of that too, you look at it this way, right? So you've got the people that can dedicate hours upon hours upon hours to play it, and I feel that they should be rewarded for the time that they put in. So maybe that's that other aspect that he's talking about. But at the same time, like for me, I work 40 to 50 hours a week. I have a child.
Right.
There's a lot that I have to do in my life that I wish it was all games. Honestly, I do. I think we all do. So it makes it really hard when I come into it, and these people who are able to just spend all this time have all the weapons, and then I'm not able to really get them because I don't have the time to do it. And then that was part of the reason why I stopped playing for a bit.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. And that's another thing that they have stressed a lot. They keep referring to this thing that they're doing with Destiny 2. They keep calling it unhiding the fun. And a lot of the stuff a lot of the changes that I've heard that they made, I think it kind of goes to that too. Spreading the balancing of the rewards and the loot and the grinding and all that. So people like you and me, that work and all that. I mean, I play it a lot, but like you said, I work as well too. So it's like, I totally get what you mean, and that's just another thing that they have to like balance out the whole reward per activity and all that stuff. The reward compared to how much time you put in, pretty much. Exactly. So, I mean, they did okay with it in Destiny 1, but like I said, some of these changes, it's going to change that as well too, and also with them introducing in guided games. So this is a thing, because how they said 50% people that hit level 40, only 50% of them actually completed a raid. And I mean, we all know how big of a solo player I have been on Destiny, without raiding, and all that, So guided games, I'm really stoked on that. I'm really stoked to hear about that. Plus, I mean, obviously, I think most of us would probably get a clan together or something, by the time Destiny 2 comes out anyways, but it's just another one of those things, like you were saying too, so anyone who plays the game has access. Someone who can only play it an hour or two a day or a week has kind of the same chance of getting all the loot that someone who plays it 40, 50 hours a week,
But still allowing those people that put in that time, that are dedicated to, this title.
Exactly, yeah, you don't want to take away from them, too.
Special. Like, okay, cool, yeah, we've balanced this stuff, and awesome, thanks for being a team player, and because of your hard work, here's this,
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's a tough balance.
It is.
It really is, to make it worth the grind,
Mm-hmm.
So are we can expect any new enemies, new upgrades, new armor? What
I don't think they've given us an insight to that.
Will we expect with Destiny 2?
I think, well, first of all, we know they're starting off pretty much with Cabal at the moment. That's all we have found out with enemy-wise. They haven't updated us if you're gonna get like any secret enemies like you would originally have in any other game.
Well, we do know that there's a faction of the Cabal that's new. It's called the Red Legion. So we haven't seen like that type of Cabal. And then there's also like those little Cabal dog. There's like those little doggo looking things. I mean, some people have spotted. Some people have spotted, like, if you look in the background of some of the footage and stuff, like, I think people have seen some of the Fallen. I think I've heard somewhere that even Taken might still be in there, even though most of the Taken King, you were taking out all of them. And then I think I also heard something about Siva might even be making a return in Destiny 2. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Should we get onto a different game now?
I was going to recommend that, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to move on eventually.
Can talk about? He's been hyped for this game for so long. Middle-earth: Shadow of War.
I'm hyped for this too. Yes.
One thing I'm glad that they're going to bring out a co-op mode on the game.
Okay, so see, I was going to ask that. So there is co-op in it.
As far as I know, as far as I read up on the research.
Okay.
Co-op is a huge part of the internet.
Don't quote on me
okay.
on it, but I do hope that they're going to stick to this co-op thing, because on number one, they've missed out a great opportunity for an awesome co-op experience.
Suarez, if I may add, if they do, stick to co-op, then they could have a chance to, bring out multiplayer missions, and have them instead of because I think they've got like a single player level up, haven't they? How about a single player level up system, and a multiplayer level up system to go along with it?
Right.
That'd be a great idea, I reckon. I hope they do something like that.
Because if you think about it, you're having more of an opportunity to unlock different stuff. I mean, the level up could be, endless. Like, you could go up level by level by level, like some games. It will get more difficult to level up, but you're still going to be trying to level up. Extremely high is going to want you to play the game more. You see where I'm coming from now?
One thing I'm getting hyped for is riding those dragons. You can fly on dragons, and that's going to be awesome in the game.
Oh yeah, that'd be so fun. Yeah, one of the things that was highly acclaimed about the first one was oh hell, what is it called? I just totally brain farted on it. The system.
My sister or her friends banging on the door, like.
I know, and he's bang my head against the desk. God, I can't remember what it's called. It's the system in the first one, like how when an enemy kills you, and then they can get promoted to the next one. It's like the
promotion.
Not the villain system. It's a mechanic. The what?
Upgrade system, upgrade mechanic.
No, it's not that. I'm totally. I can't. This is bugging me that that I can't remember the name of it, but it was such a critically acclaimed mechanic from the first one, and they're bringing it back in the second one. But also they added, and this is the reason why I was wondering if there's co-op, because this would actually fit perfectly with co-op. There's this mechanic in the second one where now instead of just killing the enemies, you can actually recruit them. You can actually beat them down, and then instead of killing them or finishing them off, you can recruit them into your army. It's the Nemesis system. That's what it's called. Nemesis. It was the Nemesis system.
Ooh, I like where you're going with that. But that would be similar to what you can do with other games. Like basically, if you defeat someone, you can recruit them onto your side, so they will fight for you at all times.
Exactly, and then that army that you build, you can take and raid. Like keeps and castles and areas in the map. Like they showed some of this at E3, and I think it was E3. I'm pretty sure it was, but they showed some of this and it looked great.
Yeah, I like that idea. I mean, that will come in handy in, like, you know, throughout the game.
Oh yeah.
If you've got a system like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to entice people to want to get the game and want to play through the game. It's going to make it more fun. It's going to make it, like, you know,
And
make
kind
a
of
wider community.
Another thing that I would like them to add, if they can, is character creation list.
right.
You can create your own characters and play with your own specific character. That will make it more nicer, if you get what I mean.
That's cool. I like where you're going with that, because not a lot of games do have that, you know, sort of
Different
mechanic of,
characters, got different
being able to-
skills.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because that's starting to become quite the thing now with games, isn't it?
Yeah, so many
Yeah.
games adopt like the RPG elements nowadays.
Yeah, we're able
Yeah.
to customize your own character's looks, change stuff like the facial appearance, size, height, weight, and colors, and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Species.
Yeah,
as
species
well,
too.
another one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because some games will have a option to change your species. That's a definite. That's known around.
I would like to play as Gollum, to be fair. That'd be awesome. Imagine having to play as Gollum and doing Gollum missions.
I doubt he'd, you know,
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I doubt he'd be a strong character for the sheer fact of his frail structure.
Right. Yeah. He wouldn't be much of a fighter, but
Oh, he's gonna
it would be
He
maybe
can do
like a
other
stealth
missions.
mission or something,
Yeah.
sneaking into areas.
Well, yeah, and then being that too, like, you know, if you're talking about, you know, being able to do the nemesis thing, you know,
Mhm.
he has an easier time to recruit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind
Mhm.
of that sort of thing. So he's basically manipulating other people to fight for him. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I like the idea. I do like the idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it does suck that it did get delayed a couple months because it was actually supposed to come out in August. I think it was like beginning of August, and now it's pushed into October. But this goes to what, like, you know, Inebriation was saying earlier. You know, I would much rather have a game be delayed a little bit and be better than rushed and, you know, crap.
yeah, but you cannot delay a lot because.
But not a lot, exactly.
So
A lot
many
of delay
different
is
things.
A lot of delay is just, you know, just ridiculous.
That's what they've done with Hitman. They did that with Hitman
Mhm.
episodically, so they could improve on the other episodes. And a lot of people was furious because it became episodically. To me, that was a really good idea what they done, because it made the other episodes more better and much intense than the previous one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually almost bought that game the other day, the complete season, and that's actually an interesting note because that game was critically acclaimed. It had great reviews, and it's universally panned as being a great game, but it also didn't sell that well, and some people think it's because of that episodic release schedule that it had.
And another thing that was wrong with the game. Sorry, I know I'm speaking a lot here. Another thing that is wrong with the game.
Mhm.
It's got a lot fewer missions, less missions, but bigger areas. You know.
Right, yeah, that's one thing I heard about it, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's some of the other games that you saw at E3 that you liked or that you're looking forward to?
How about Evil Within 2? Let's talk about that. Coming out in, as far as I know, October.
Okay,
That's something
that
to
one's an
look
October
forward
one.
to.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't play a whole lot of the first one.
I've played Evil Within 1.
I
It's
didn't play
really
it
good.
at all.
It's a great game. I enjoy the story plot and everything about it. It's really realistic and really nice to play.
If they you know, keep an eye on that note and, you know, go for a little thing of get it to work properly, then they'll have a little something going on there, wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played a little bit of the first one, and it wasn't that I didn't like it or anything. It's I actually have been planning on getting it again so I can actually play through it. Because director or creative lead of it was I believe his name is Shinji Mikami, and he's actually from Resident Evil. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's the one that done the atmosphere of Resident Evil series.
Mm-hmm. Up to Resident Evil 4. I think Resident Evil 4 was the last one he did. Yeah. God, that reminds me. I still need to finish Resident Evil 7 too.
There's one game I'm 100% looking forward to seeing. I don't know if it's come out yet. Crackdown 3.
That hasn't come out yet, but it will be coming out.
I want to get it. I enjoyed Crackdown and Crackdown 2.
That one is actually going to be. That one is actually going to be a console launch with the Xbox One X, November 7th, I believe.
Speaking of Crackdown, I reckon it would be a great idea if they rebooted it on PC. Crackdown 1 and 2 special edition on PC. Just put it out there.
Well, is Crackdown 3 going to be on PC with it being with the? Because I know it's Microsoft exclusive, and all their exclusives are on Windows now as well, right? So Crackdown 3 would probably be on PC, I think.
Mhm.
I'm not positive, but I think it would be.
There's a chance.
Yeah. I've never played any of the Crackdowns, but Crackdown 3 does look good though.
I don't know if I've explained this before, but on one of the Crackdown games, I think it was Crackdown 1, there was a secret achievement you could get that if you climbed to the top of the headquarters, that would be the highest peak of the game. And you'd get rewarded with a 100 game score achievement if you got to the top.
Yeah, I have heard about that one. Yeah, one thing that I've heard them kind of hype up quite a bit on Crackdown 3 is like the environmental destruction. Supposedly, I think they're doing it somehow where all the environment destruction physics is somehow like in the. It's like on the cloud. It's like on cloud servers or something. So somehow it's able to just have insane environmental damage to where I guess. Like, for instance, that skyscraper you're talking about, I guess in this one you could practically just destroy the whole thing.
While we're on Crackdown 3, the release date, as I just researched just now, is November the 7th, 2017. So it is November 7th. Yeah, because I remember that was the one game that they said at E3 that is coming out the same day as the Xbox One X. Real quick, before we get off the topic, I want to mention that real quick. The Xbox One X that was debuted at Microsoft's E3 conference. What do you guys think about all that? other than it being a terrible name.
Oh no! You knew I was going to get into that point.
Because I know we would all get on that.
Honestly, it's a ridiculous, stupid name. Sorry, that is my honest opinion on it. It's a ridiculous name.
And what are they going to improve on? And what are they going to add to the new console?
Better graphics.
Right. Yeah. True 4K. They're claiming a true 4K, not a faux 4K. You know, like with the PS4 Pro. That they do it through like checkerboarding and all that. With this one, Microsoft claims that it's a true 4K. As far as processor, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's probably a bigger processor than like the regular Xbox One or the Xbox One S. But I know the main thing is mainly the GPU is kind of the biggest change on it. And then
the thing you will want on it is a better processor. Because the better the processor, no one's going to be able to withstand that quality.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably bigger than the Xbox One and Xbox One S.
It looks like it's an 8-core, 2.3 gigahertz.
Okay. Yeah, because I know the Pro, if I remember right, from the PS4 to the PS4 Pro, the processor was pretty much the same. But it was the GPU that was like the bigger upgrade. I don't know. Maybe it's just me just being a hardware nerd, you know. But I'm pretty hyped on it. I'm pretty stoked. Like I plan on pre-ordering one and probably getting one pretty much on day one. Plow will drop in chat. Yeah, inebriation knows specs. Yeah, way to be on the ball.
Welcome, Plow.
Yeah, GG.
Well, I just looked it up. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I figured you did, but
graphics memory. So it's on this one too, and this newer one, it's going to be 12 gigabyte GDDR5 graphics. So,
ooh yeah,
Something good then.
yeah, with a 6 teraflop GPU. So yeah,
it's gonna have to have it if it wants to support that true 4K. If it doesn't have it, it's not gonna support it, is it?
Because this is the thing too, is like, there's always the hype, like, oh, PC, this and that. Like, my system, I can run 4K, but what it pulls from my system and what it makes it do, like, dude, I sit there and I worry about frames and this, and I'm just going through all that stuff. Whereas it's like, you know what? I'm gonna pop it down to 1080. It's still great. I can still mess with some of the graphics as far as things like that, and it looks amazing. I don't play 4K, but it's fine. I mean, I've got a 4K setup. I can do it. I just don't. I
stopped worrying about frames since my streams dropped to about 40,000. My frames dropped 40,000 within a minute. Okay, I stopped worrying about frames then.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. It's there's just that big hype on the frames and stuff like that. But I found that yes, there are bigger graphics card. I've got the 1070, right? But it's not. I should still be doing pretty decent with 1070.
I'm using an AMD.
Yeah.
And I just found that, for me, basically, the long story short is that the 4K doesn't mean that much to me. It's cool at first. I got the Pro, and I was running the 4K, and even though it's not a true 4K, it still looked a lot better than the old one and things like that.
Oh,
but that faded,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And bottom line, that's what it comes down to, is eventually that will fade, and then eventually it's just going to come down to the games, and that's what it's going to be like for most people. And it's no secret, that's what Xbox really needs to step up on, is their first party titles and exclusives.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing I want to see being brought back, because I've seen them. They're bringing out new avatars, but what I want to see come back is indie games. For some reason, they removed indie games.
Right.
And I used to play
kind of hold on to.
Could have given individual developers a chance, right?
Yes.
But it was just kind of their way of holding on to their own stuff. It was kind of, in my opinion, there's clearly my opinion, but I think it was more
if you
kept
think about
the control
Xbox
in their
360,
corner.
Yeah,
Xbox
it was.
360, they had an own dedicated freaking section to indie games, and it gives people a chance to get out there and find out what they're good at. Which in this case, the indie game creators are really good at what they do.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I love it.
It may be low budget games.
Films, it's dude. That's I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I enjoy the indie games. I really wish they would create way more indie games in the future.
I mean,
I hope there's a place for them.
If you got it, do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, got the chance.
Exactly.
Get out there and freaking do it, because there's nothing stopping you from jumping onto a computer, if you've got one, and making a game, if you've got the required sources for it.
Right.
If you've got it, do it. Go for it. I mean, like
my buddy Nino that was in the chat, he's working on an indie game right now.
Oh, really? Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to that, testing it out, seeing what we're, doing on that stuff. He's a graphics designer and stuff, and that's, I have respect for the people that take the time and can do it,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Indie version. I've got a question. What is this indie game going to pretty much be about? Like, what sort of like game is it going to be?
He is keeping it hush hush. Like, we were trying to get some details from him, and I only brought it up just because, you know, we were talking about...
secret.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Secrets are good. Secrets are good.
No,
I
and
like
that's-
secrets.
I trust his talent, and he's extremely creative.
Hell yeah.
So I kind of suspect that's going to be not a normal game. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's going to be one that makes you think. But and as soon as that comes out,
That's the type of games I like, so if
Yeah.
it, you know, gets your mind working, you know, it surprises you in what it's got. That's the type of games I like. 'Cause I like the surprise. I like, you know, waiting for the threshold of what it's going to be about, what's going to happen, what's the whole plot, main character, sub-characters. I like the threshold of the intensity, not knowing what the hell it's going to be about, because that just brings the fun into it, if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
You like the element of surprise.
Exactly.
you can predict
Exactly, like the element of
It's-
surprise.
It's just not as fun.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
when-
If you
when
can
just
predict
makes
it.
If you go, oh, the game's going to be this, the game's going to be that, the game's going to be freaking everything, it's bringing the fun out of it.
It's
It
a
does.
spoiler, isn't it?
It's bringing the fun out of it. If you don't say anything about it, you know, it's gonna be good. It's gonna get you somewhere, if you think about it.
Yeah. And
Well, that's why I stopped playing Call of Duty, because I knew I was going to win every time, and it got boring.
right. I just got too good.
So
No, but there is a lot of
that.
repetition. So
Yeah.
Guys, speaking of Call of Duty World War II, who's getting hyped for that?
Oh yes, I want to get World War II.
I don't know. I
That's
think-
gonna be surreal.
Yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
that they're bringing it back
Mhm.
to kind of the roots, okay, and I get that, and that's awesome. But I'm gonna be honest, they've lost me.
I'm kind of in that same
All
boat.
of the past,
Yeah.
where it was going.
they went too futuristic. They went too futuristic, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
And
ruined
the
it.
argument too is that it's the same game over and over again. Well, a lot of games are like, if you make a number 2, a number 3, and number 4 of that game, it's going to go with that game. It's going to be a similar game because people like that game. Why would you make a completely different game that makes 0%?
Exactly
Right.
what they did
But-
with freaking Advanced Warfare.
Mhm.
They
I don't
kicked
know.
it
It
out.
just
Destroyed it with either Advanced Warfare or Black Ops 3. I don't know which one came first.
it just got to the point, and I think another thing too that kind of ruined it for me, and this is me. I was on a sponsored team for Black Ops 2, and it changed the game from just playing the game for me to
Oh, yeah.
mature.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then after that, it just, I don't know. I would get on and play, but it just, I don't know. It felt too much like that. And then not really getting anything different other than, oh great, I ran into a room and there was somebody on the ceiling. That's awesome.
Right.
You know, so it kind of lost it for me.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe
They
you
kind
get
of
into
spoiled
it.
it. They
Yeah.
kind of spoiled it. I mean, I liked
Uh-huh.
the game, like, but if they do too much, if you do too much to it, of course you're gonna spoil it, ain't you?
I'm
And
just glad
it's just
that he's going back to his roots. I'm glad he's going back to his roots, and I
Oh,
think it's
it's-
going to be more of a remaster of Call of Duty 2. I think they're recreating the whole World War 2 of the Call of Duty 2 and the feeling, you know?
Mhm.
If they do
For me,
that,
it's simply, we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah, I know exactly what you mean because they destroyed what it used to be.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
They just.
turned it into something it was never meant to be.
Hey, Sharky, thanks for that host.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
was
But at the
always
same
meant to
time-
be like that World War shooter, not some freaking futuristic.
Yeah. But I don't fault them for trying. You know what I'm saying? Because it was trying something new. It just didn't work out.
Right.
So what? That's how business works.
No,
They'll try
honestly,
something new.
it did not work out whatsoever.
No, it didn't. But I don't fault them for trying.
Right.
Because it could have been. Because, like, what if it was that thing that you tried and then it was the new big thing, right? But you never tried it.
Mhm.
Somebody else did it. So now
It could have been, but it wasn't. That's
it
what,
wasn't.
you know,
Exactly. But
Yeah.
as a
they
business,
had the
that's how you work.
chance
So
to, you know,
I mean,
build it up to something, and, you know, it didn't go well. that's what is going to happen, isn't it? It's what is going to happen with any not just Black Ops 3 or Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare, because honestly I like the zombies on Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3, like. But you know, the thing is, they should have just stuck to that normal element. I mean, you can't fault them for trying, like you said in Evasion.
Yeah.
If there's something that does not work, don't try making it any better with the same requirements. It's not gonna go well, because that's exactly what they did.
Well, my thing is I don't totally hate the futuristic stuff. I just think they kind of just stayed in that realm a little too long. But it is good. It is good that they are going back to their roots finally, though, as well, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying. I mean, if they bring back their audience, it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, the reception for the most part among the Call of Duty community seems that they're pretty stoked to be going back to World War II. So.
Well, and here's the thing: is there's less crap talking than normal. So that's obviously a good sign, right?
Yeah,
and that was
exactly.
The thing too, is every year it was, oh, I'm not buying it. It's crap. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And then they get record sales.
I don't get that. I've always been wondering that same thing.
Well, it's because those people, they're going with the trend, and so be it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
Call of Duty's gonna sell millions no matter what. So.
It always does.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that was the weirdest thing with Infinite Warfare, because when it premiered at E3 last year or whatever, it was it was the most disliked video in YouTube history, and it still sells like gangbusters. Like. But it was, I mean, I haven't finished the campaign in it, but it's not really too bad. Like, the campaign's been alright. I haven't played any of the multiplayer. All I really play in Call of Duty is zombies. That's all I really play with it.
I only did one mission with the campaign.
Yeah, it's not really that bad.
No, I think they do fairly decent. It's gone down from what it used to be entirely, because it was a lot more immersive before. And when one person died that you didn't think was going to die, it affected you more. And now you're like, I kind of suck.
Right.
So yeah.
All right, another game I do want to mention real quick that was shown at E3 is Anthem. Did you guys see anything from this one?
No, I have not.
I highly recommend watching the gameplay trailer that they showed at the Microsoft conference for Anthem. It's
explain what it is.
It's by BioWare, and it's from the team that made the original trilogy of Mass Effect. So it's not the Mass Effect Andromeda team. So it's the team that made the original trilogy, and they're kind of comparing it to kind of a Destiny-like game. It's supposedly going to be like a live game, like how Destiny is, how you get live updates and and all that. Looter shooter. It's actually third person though. It's not first person, so it's third person.
Like PUBG, but taking out that first person element from it. So it's just like sticking to like third person.
Yeah, plowable in I believe so. Hang on, I'm trying to remember. Don't quote me on it, but it might be, because I think it might be on all three.
It's not saying it will. It's just saying it's a chance, but do some more research on it.
It was shown at the Microsoft conference, but I don't think it's Microsoft exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if Solaris probably researched it by now, because he's on top of the game when it comes to researching everything.
Oh, Plowable Drop said it is on all three.
I'm glad.
Sorry, I didn't hear you say that. I was just looking at that too.
Thank you for
I was trying to look it up.
Thank you for searching that up, mate.
Oh,
much appreciated.
Oh, okay, but Plowable says, but it comes out first on Xbox. So I guess the Xbox is going to have a timed exclusive with it, maybe then.
Soja, can I add something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
To those of you that are new to the Twitch streams, we do the daily dose. I don't know how much if this is going to be a daily thing, 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
we were
social
doing it Monday
squares
through
and
Friday. Yeah,
podcasts.
yeah.
Yes. If you all in the Twitch chat want to, add some stuff, go ahead. It will be mentioned in the Daily Dose.
Yeah. Anyone in chat, yeah. If you keep up with the conversation, we usually read it out loud, so it's included because we're actually recording this and then we put it up on the YouTube channel after. So,
Which is why I'm not swearing.
yeah, which is why Homicidal
really
and
difficult
Solaris
right
are
now.
keeping it clean.
It's driving me insane.
Yeah,
It's hard at
I'm
first.
a branch manager, so I'm really good at not swearing.
It's
Right, exactly, yeah.
I'm not good at it at all. I swear all the time, and at the moment I'm just not used to not keeping my language
So pretty
to a
much when he
minimal, right?
stutters, that's him not swearing.
Yes.
Right. It's his brain like not computing.
Oh god, he's trying not to swear again.
But yeah, dude, like honestly, you guys should watch the Anthem trailer because that
I'm
was
watching right now.
that was my
I think I'll watch
looks-
that was my game of E3. That was what got me the most hyped, other than Destiny 2. That and Destiny 2 and the Xbox One X.
I know
Okay.
Solaris is
So here's one
definitely
thing that I do like about watching so far, right?
Mhm.
Is when I first saw the picture, I was like, okay, so it kind of looked like the direction of like the Horizon Dawn,
Mhm.
which we already have one, right? We don't need
Right.
another one.
Right.
But I like that when he came into this, like the animals, the beasts and stuff were real animals and beasts. They weren't like, you know what I mean?
The robot ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Now I do like that concept and everything, but there's no need to do it again.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you have like these like exosuits called javelins.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure you could probably have multiple ones and you'll upgrade them.
Yeah, it looks like there might be.
And there's literally drop in, drop out co-op when
That's cool.
in this trailer when the other players join, you'll see it. They literally drop like Titanfall. They drop right next to you like a Titan drop. And the first javelin that joins her is it's kind of like a more beefier, kind of tankier javelin, and then the one she is kind of like an all-around one. Then you see one later on in the trailer that's kind of like a flying one. I mean, so there's gonna be all these different types, and then there's a moment in there where you can see that it has kind of like an RNG aspect because she picks up this loot piece from like a boss drop, and you can tell like the weapon, you can tell it's just like this like random drop because I mean, I don't know if you're listening to it with the audio too, but I recommend listening to it with the audio too because they do the trailer like it's a person playing it. I think it seems pretty scripted, but I don't know. They just did so well on it, and it looks great. And it's still early on the Twitter page. It says fall 2018 release, so it's a ways off. And there's not really a lot known about it more than what I'm kind of getting into right now. But
Way off, but it's not that far off if you think about it.
not too far off.
Similar
Yeah.
with your Destiny 2, that's coming out in the fall as well.
But no, this is fall 2018 though, not this fall.
Oh god, what am I on about?
Fall the next year.
Bear with me, everyone.
Right, yeah.
Train of thought.
As we 2018, yeah. A quick mention.
I'm losing my sanity right now.
As we in 2018 now, rumors that there's going to be a continuation of Hitman in 2018.
Ooh.
Hitman.
So they're still going with the Hitman franchise, I see.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a continuum of the first season of the last Hitman came out.
Oh yeah, real quick, what I wanted to say about Hitman as well too. What sucks about that is because who was the publisher over at Eidos? Was it or Square Enix?
It's Square. I think it's Square Enix. Yeah.
It was Square. Okay, so yeah, Square cut the studio. They dropped him like a few weeks ago or a month ago, a little while back. But the thing is a lot of other publishers have been showing interest in him though. But the good thing is IO Interactive did keep the rights to the IP.
If you guys know the real reason why the Final Fantasy is out, you know exactly.
What?
If you guys know exactly why Final Fantasy was made, then you know exactly what I mean by that. If you don't know why Final Fantasy was made, I can explain it right here, right now.
Why it was made?
Yeah, why Final Fantasy was produced.
I don't know.
Final Fantasy was produced to get them out of bankruptcy.
Oh, okay.
Hence the name Final Fantasy, because they
Final
were going to go
Fantasy.
down like a ton of bricks.
It was supposed to be their final game or something, wasn't it?
Yep, it was supposed to be their final game and they wasn't supposed to be making another one. But because Final Fantasy was such a hit, it got them out of bankruptcy.
And they made 15 of them.
And they started making way more.
There's 15 final games.
But yeah, no. They said they was going to be making the one. Yeah, we'll just make a good shit ton of other copies of the one.
On just a quick side note, I have recently started playing Final Fantasy 15 and it's great.
I don't like Final Fantasy. It's just me. I don't know if it's either just the game itself. But
I'm just really picky with them. Like Final Fantasy 7 is one of my favorite games of all time, but then
Good call.
a lot of other
Final
ones I
Fantasy-
don't like. So
Final Fantasy Zero is my favorite one.
I got Final Fantasy 7 and 8 on Steam.
If you know exactly what I mean, Final Fantasy Zero was my favorite one.
see, God,
Oh, because I didn't create that.
My favorite was the one where you couldn't move while you were reloading. That was my favorite.
like the old turn-based ones.
Gosh. Which one was that one? Because I remember, like, you run out of bullets and you have to just stop. It's like, oh, hey, there's this big guy coming at you? Yeah, just chill. You're good.
Yeah, just chill for a second.
I'll just stay there whilst I reload.
Well, in all honesty, this is the first one I've even played since like Final Fantasy X, I think. Like I also haven't played a ton of them though either. So,
Yeah.
but I have been liking Final Fantasy 15 so far though. So, let's see. So, it was any other games that any of you guys are looking forward to?
Dude, move! You're gonna get shot. I can't. I'm reloading.
Yeah. You're gonna get chopped in half. Yeah.
Well, actually, we kind of briefly talked about this Far Cry 5 because a few of us have been playing Far Cry 4 lately.
I know I've talked to
yeah.
a lot of people that were not looking forward to it. They're just kind of like, meh. But I honestly am looking forward to it.
I am.
really
Yeah.
liked Far Cry 4. I liked the gameplay. I liked being able to do what I wanted type thing, you know.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I think I kind of like the plot to this one too.
Yes.
I think this kind of hits not exactly close to home, but you know, it's more on the other side of the country for us. But we kind of understand the fanaticism of religion. So
Exactly. Exactly, and yeah, like you're saying, so it's actually in America this time, and it's definitely a lot more stuff that we can relate to and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be really interesting, and it's gonna be dope. I'm really interested to see the main villain because look at how good their villains are. Like that pagan guy or whatever in Far Cry 4. Yeah, that dude is savage. So I can only imagine what this guy is gonna be like in Far Cry 5.
Oh, I'm gonna be all over Far Cry 5. I think I'm gonna get it for sure. I do enjoy the Far Cry series,
Mm-hmm.
and I've played all of them so far. So yeah.
Far Cry, the only game where you can cry from afar.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just had
I
to
like
add
their
that.
worlds.
I'm
I
at my
mean-
stupid moment at the moment. Like
I mean,
everything I say right now is not gonna make sense.
well, yeah, we're probably getting near the end. We'll probably be wrapping it up here soon. I'm trying to think of anything else. So yeah, Far Cry 5.
A Way Out.
That looked really
It's the
interesting.
way out.
Yeah, it's a
It's
co-op.
A co-op prison game, isn't
Yep.
I'll say ways the way
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I can't see it.
Oh, yeah, that one looked really interesting. One thing about it though is they said at that E3 show that you have to play it co-op, whether split screen or online, but it has to be
because
played
you're relying
co-op.
on each other to get through things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a team-based puzzles.
Yeah, and that one looks really interesting. I mean, they said like how when you play through it, like it could be so different every time. You know what I mean? Like so many different things, and they made it sound really dynamic. So I'm definitely interested to play it. Like once it comes out, I'm sure I'll probably try it out.
Maybe you and I can team up if it's got online and co-op.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll have to do that. That's that's what's dope.
As a prison guard, I could just you guys would never succeed.
No, hell no, no way we would. Oh no. Yeah, that one was a really good one too. I think wasn't that one shown at the? I think it was shown at the EA one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
EA
it was
conference.
EA. Yeah.
I only saw the Xbox conference. As soon as I mentioned the name of the Scorpio, I left.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I told anyone that story, but I hated the name so much I just left and, never returned to that conference. Or the rest of E, I did not watch for the sheer fact of...
I mean,
Xbox One X.
I mean, to be fair, I could see how it's called the Xbox One X, because they've been stressing it that it's still in the Xbox One family. But it is still just a stupid name. Like,
it's still just, a reason to nitpick at them, go, oh, you really that stupid? Why don't you name it that?
One thing I'll mention though.
Xbox One awesome.
I mean,
One awesome.
Yeah, Xbox One awesome.
A lot of people are saying that they should have just kept with Scorpio. They had really good brand recognition with it.
I've said that.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard a lot of people saying that. So, I mean, I can kind of see that.
I've said it many a time.
I mean, it's definitely better than One X for sure. But one thing I will.
Conference. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, go ahead.
One game we haven't mentioned is Battlefront 2.
Yes. I cannot believe I forgot about that.
Oh, Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm super hyped for that one.
That looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really awesome.
Yes, especially for the campaign. I mean, we know the multiplayer is most likely going to be great. It's going to come down to that campaign is what I'm intrigued for.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, what I want to mention real quick about the Xbox One X, lastly about it, is I think that thing is sexy looking. I do love how it looks. Before it was revealed, I had been saying that I hope it looks kind of like the One S, because I love how the One S looks. I don't know, I just like the sharp edges and it looks good, but I do like how the One X looks. And supposedly it's even smaller than the One S. This is supposedly the smallest one they've ever made. What's that?
I hope it's better than it sounds.
You hope what?
I hope the console is much better than it sounds.
Much better than it sounds. I think it will be.
I mean,
no, I think it's going to be an awesome console. It's definitely going to be.
Awesome console is a terrible name. That's exactly how it goes.
Yeah,
I mean, Xbox One X sounds like a 10th console.
With a terrible name, see? So we're good. Let's just.
I mean,
It's
the X
just-
fits perfectly with the Mr. X, but
Right.
it fits terribly with Xbox One X.
Yeah, but I think people get past it fairly quick.
Yeah, people will get past it eventually.
I'm not
I don't think
gonna
it-
get
I don't
past
think
it. I'm
it'll take
gonna
very
laugh at it for the rest of my days. Like,
Well, yeah, no, they'll do that laughter or whatever, but it's not.
when I pass
I don't
away,
think the name's going to hinder.
all you can hear underneath my...
There's going to be plenty of confusions that they're going to think that Xbox One X is going to be the 10th console because X in Roman numerals is the number 10.
It's 10, right? Yeah.
It's not
Well,
the
not
10th
only
console,
that.
though. That's what bloody annoys me.
Not only that.
It's going to be confusion.
Yeah, sometimes when you say 1X, it sounds like you're saying 1S too. Like there's a few different ways there can be confusion with it. So it they definitely could have went a better route with the name, but I am stoked on it though. I am, like I said,
Definitely coulda.
I already.
When you buy it, take a marker and change the X.
Oh my god.
No, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new casing for it, and I can make new stickers. Xbox Scorpio. There we go. The name it should be.
Just change it to Scorpio.
Xbox One, and in parentheses, the new one.
The new one. The new.
Exactly. Exactly, it's better than freaking 1X.
The newest one.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, it's
Yes,
name,
that
and
one.
yes, we'll joke about it and all that, but like, it's gonna be a solid console. And
I'm
not
gonna be laughing
necessarily
about the
an
name
Xbox
in my
person.
goddamn grave, okay?
I'm not necessarily an Xbox person, but I'm not going to, you know.
I'm taking it to the grave.
I can look at it. I know you're gonna say you're stubborn. Okay, we get it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think it's gonna hinder anything as far as sales. Obviously, not performance. I mean, what's the name? You know.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, you know, it is marketed more towards, not necessarily like casual gamers. You know, it's more marketed towards the more like hardcore
Advanced
gamers.
gamers.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is one thing that they stressed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a very little that I did see, they did stress that this isn't just a, oh hey, you can buy a new one. This is for the guy that wants. He's got the 4K setup. He's got that stuff.
Right.
He really wants to just get that out of it. Now, granted, a lot of the argument was this. Well, yeah, if I'm going to spend the money like that to do all that, why not just get a computer? And I get that, which is why I have a computer.
Exactly.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, some people don't like to play on a computer.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, there's people. You know, like I was a console player my whole life until just this year. You know, I just started playing PC this year. So, which for the record is a blast. I've been having so much fun with it.
I'm selling all my stuff.
I know you're like I'm all in. I'm selling all my consoles and.
Well, if I have the consoles, it's a temptation to buy the games on the consoles that I'll never play because they'll just sit over there.
Yep.
I tried to play the other day. I think it was I jumped on the Division on there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Holy crap!" The delay and the sticks. Like, I'm just like, I'm just gonna get back on the computer.
Right.
So.
No, and I totally agree with that because I had that issue of, you know, buy it on console or PC, you know, so I totally get that.
Myself, I got Xbox 360 with 500 games lying. I haven't touched it like in over a year. Now that I got this system, like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, like my example before, my Pro, I wouldn't let my son even touch it. Nobody could touch it. It was my system.
Right.
And now he's the one that plays on it the most.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like with me. Like once I got the Pro, you know, Fuchsia took over the regular PS4, and then when I get the One X, you know, she's gonna get the regular Xbox One, and so on and so forth.
So you'll have to label that one Xbox One normal.
Oh yeah, normal.
Xbox One extreme. That's what it is.
Oh god, yeah. Xbox One Extreme. What if they named that Extreme?
Maybe that's what they meant. They put X in X for Extreme, you know.
Well, you know what's funny? If you abbreviate Xbox One X, it's Xbox. If you think about it, like you know, just abbreviate it, and it's Xbox.
Kind of like the Xbone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how the Xbox One? Yeah, it was the Xbone. So now the Xbox One X abbreviated as Xbox. I don't know if that was intentional. Maybe, I don't know. Microsoft, to be fair, Microsoft has always been pretty bad at naming their stuff.
Their names have always been weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's just kind of the way they bounce around. I don't know.
So I wasn't really surprised by a terrible name.
I'm just saying I could probably prevail in their marketing team.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people could. I think a lot of people could.
That sounds horrible. Let's do it.
Sounds great. Send it. Oh my god. All right. So, any other games or anything that we're leaving out?
Do we have a quick search online?
Yeah. I mean, you can do a search to see if anything pops up. Before we started recording, I was kind of looking just at some of the news of the day. There was a thing. Oh god, where'd it go? Oh yeah, one game I'm looking forward to. I didn't mention. I don't think we talked about yet. Is Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm actually really looking forward to this one.
You and me
I'm hoping
too,
that
bro.
this one kind of pulls away a little bit. Like I only watched a little bit of it, and I'll be honest, I was kind of biased because playing the others, it was extremely repetitive. Like I just really hated that. Okay, you're in this one group, and you have to kill this guy, you have to kill this guy, you have to tell this guy, and then you have to eavesdrop on this guy. Okay, now go to the next area. You got to kill this guy, tell this guy, and eavesdrop on this guy. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
how about I just kill myself? We move on. You know. So that was just that was me.
Assassin's Creed 1 was quite repetitive. Assassin's Creed 1 was concentrating on the towers to
Match.
was it Eagle Eye or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
Eagle Vision.
Yeah,
That was
Assassin's.
always-
I'll admit, maybe I didn't play every aspect of the game, and I focused on that one aspect, and that's what bothered me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a franchise and everything, you've got to recognize that not everybody is going to see every aspect of the game. So it's learning how can you target those people, but then keep them coming back. That's what's going to create a huge franchise. Now, they have a big franchise. There's a lot of people that really like their games. Just for me, it wasn't my thing. But at the same time, there's certain genres I don't like. I don't like the horror games. I think it's probably a control issue. I probably have issues and I should probably get counseling. But with horror games and stuff, that fear is an uncontrollable. You're giving yourself to it, and I don't like it. But that's me.
Right.
So
yeah, growing up, I used to be a lot more into horror games than I am now. Like I still like them, but I'm not into them as much as I used to be.
I guess what my point is and all that is that there is no such thing as a perfect game.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
there's always going to be holes. There's going to be things that other people don't like, this and this, and that's why there's this thing called genres.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but
Anyway.
ultimately, and I'm kind of getting away from that. The Assassin's Creed was just, I don't know. They're fun, and I can put many hours into them, but it's not one of those where I'm sitting there going, okay, here's my list of games. What should I play? Oh, Assassin's Creed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. It's probably one of those games that you would like pick up on a sale or something, not necessarily like a day one must-have kind of thing, but
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's me.
yeah. Honestly, like I've liked the series a lot, but I'm also not super crazy about it either. But I do like him, like Black Flag. Like I really love Black Flag. I thought Black Flag was great, and I'm hoping that because that's actually the team that's making this one. The one that's making Origins is the Black Flag team. So I'm hoping, especially with them taking the year off last year, I'm hoping that this one can bring some life back into the franchise, and you could tell it's kind of serving as almost like a reboot in some cases, because it's called Origins and it's going back to when the Brotherhood started. So it's kind of serving as just a restart for it, and I want to see it do well, but I'm also not like super hyped. But I don't know. It's almost on that verge of being like a day one game for me, but I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I like how they're going to Egypt with the game. That's a super cool idea.
That's what I love. I do love the Egypt setting. Yeah. All right. So is there anything else?
State of Decay 2 or Shenmue 3.
Yeah, State of Decay 2, I'm really looking forward to. I haven't played the first one yet. I have it on my Gamefly list. But I've heard a lot of good things.
I played the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fun. It is. It's a really interesting take on the zombie games and how the flow is. How you have a character that you level up, and if that character dies, the character's gone. Like you got to start over with a new one. So it's learning that strategy where you're more or less staggering leveling your people up. So you're not just leveling one up and then he dies and then now you're just SOL. Plus they all have different skill sets, different things that their strong points are and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds
at least
dope.
the first one, it was fun.
Yeah.
I had a blast with it.
Yeah.
And it's a single player experience as well.
On the first one, yeah.
That's all I ever played was single player. It'd probably be way more fun with other people.
Yeah, I heard that the second one is supposed to be more co-op focused.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, a lot of people that played the first one have been looking forward to the second one. Like I said, I have the first one on my GameFly list. I've just been waiting to get to it. So I've actually almost just bought it a few times, but haven't yet though. But I definitely want to play it though. And I think the second one, did you see a release date on that, Solaris?
What, State of Decay 2?
Yeah, on that one.
If you wait a second, I'll come to it now.
Mm-hmm.
The release date of State of Decay 2, as far as I could read up, a release date in 2018. That's what they're giving us at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So it's quite a far bit back at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's these two other games talking about zombies. Dead Rising is a 4 and Dead Island 2.
Dead Island 2 was already out, didn't it? Dead Island 2 was Riptide.
No, it's not. That's where people make a mistake. Dead Island 2 is not Riptide. It's different. Dead Island.
Yeah, Dead Island's good. I've only played the first one a little bit. But all right, yeah, I think we'll wrap it there. So yeah, like Homicidal said earlier, we're trying to get back in the swing of things of bringing Daily Dose back. We used to do it Monday through Friday at the beginning of every stream. It used to be normally just me and him, much shorter, kind of 10 to 15 minute kind of thing. But
then it just disappeared.
Yeah, I've been
Now
slacking.
you're gonna start making a.
Well, and this one there was a lot of ground to cover from missing what was missed. So
Yeah, there was. Yeah. We've been away from making a lot of YouTube content for a while, so we're trying to get back into it. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out and joining me. We'll do it again soon. Also, we're in the process of formulating like an actual like podcast that we'll do once a week. We'll do it with brain farting, Skype, and all that stuff. So stay tuned for more information on that.
And what about Destiny Unplugged?
That's a Thursday one. That one we're gonna be starting. That's another one we're gonna get going here soon on Thursdays. And that one will probably be myself, Homicidal, and Inebriation, and Solaris once he gets converted into the Destiny universe.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get into it. It's just a shame I don't own an Expo.
Here we go. Here's a question. Sars, do you like Halo?
Throw me a bone. Yeah, I love Halo.
All right, then you'll love Destiny.
There you go.
Yep. All right. Thanks for checking this out. If you're watching this later on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. If you like the video, sub to the channel for more content, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Peace.